So welcome back to the channel, everyone, and today we're gonna do something completely different. You know, I'm still in Italy, and not this afternoon, but yesterday we went to Sienna. So it's quite a large city here in Tuscany, and it was amazing. You know, I was there in the middle of the day with my family, but I loved the atmosphere of those streets of Sienna, and I actually took a couple of nice shots, especially one with a Fiat little car standing in front. I really like that photo. I haven't seen it yet, haven't processed it, but if it is worth it, then I'll show you these images right now, first, before we get into this video. And you can see behind me that the colors in the sky are actually quite amazing at the moment, but the time it takes me to drive into the Val d'Or area where I recorded the last couple of videos takes me too long to witness anything of the sun set. And inspired by those images from Sienna, I thought, let's head out into the town where I'm staying here in Sardiano. It's called Sardiano, and see if I can capture a couple of nice images here. So it's going to be quite a tricky shot because I don't have a tripod with me. I wanted to travel light, and I don't want to take as much attention as with my whole camera bag. So I took my wife's backpack here, put in one lens. So I've got the 12-100 f4 and the 8-25 f4. Not the most ideal combination, but I'm sure we will get some nice shots with it. So let's get into the town. Centro Storico. So that has to be the old city center that I'm looking for. And I always like these old streets, you know, old images, old buildings, which we don't have much in the Netherlands. So that's why I'm very interested in, seeing what this town has to offer. Just look at those colors in the sky. I hope you can see it. Fantastic. This people photographing the old valley there. They're in for a treat tonight, but I'm gonna do something completely different. So while these colors are still in the sky, I'm gonna make my way up to the top of this town first. Maybe I can take a shot somewhere over the rooftops with some nice sky, but I don't know. And I hope I can record this video here, that it's not going to be too dark in this town later on. Whew. It's a steep town, that's for sure. So I found a stunning viewing spot here over, not the historic part, but the bit of a newer part. These are the main living areas, I guess. And look at the sky, it's just absolutely phenomenal. It's completely on fire there on that side. But I don't really see a composition here except for a town with a beautiful sky above it. So yeah, I'm just going to continue on. You know, I'm almost at the highest point, and you can see there is a big castle or something like that on top of this town. But I haven't seen anyone up there, so I'm actually doubting if you can get up there anyway, but I'm gonna try. I took one shot here, I'm gonna show you, but it's not not that interesting, I guess. So I'm gonna see if there's something else to find here. So look at this little corner here. It looks really nice. You've got a corner around. It goes around the corner, some lights in the back, some lights above the doors right here. I'm taking this plant here with those pink boxes on my right side, and then this leading line in the path, you can see it goes all the way to the right where the light is coming from. And I just positioned myself so that my image starts here, just after the corner here, where you can see the railing going all the way up there. That looks really nice. So I'm just going to take it as a high-res shot. I'm going to try to take as many high-res shots as possible. And yeah, fantastic. So first shot in the bag. So I found this next shot and I'm positioning it like this. So the door here is going to be the start. And then you've got this nice door with the plants that I photographed earlier. You've got this line leading towards that side, a nice wall here, and then a little lane down to the back there. It looks quite nice, you know, if you look at it. Real nice structures in these buildings. I already took the shot. It's getting quite dark, so it's quite difficult to get these shots, but yeah, I'm sure there's some amazing photographs to take here. I'm just gonna continue my search for these old buildings and see what my eye catches. Something totally different than what I normally do, but I kind of like it. You know, it's nice to do something different every once in a while, and this is totally different, and it's totally different from what I have in the Netherlands to photograph. So yeah, really nice, and I'm actually really enjoying myself. Even if all these pictures don't work, I'm enjoying myself, and that's what's most important here. So I've probably walked all the way up to parts where tourists normally don't come, especially not at this time of day. So all these people are, I think, returning from their homes, and they're all looking quite strange to me. You know, what the F is he doing here? Well, maybe they're right. So I'm finding it quite difficult to photograph. You just look at an area like this. It looks really nice, but all these corners, they've got all different shapes. And with a wide angle like the 8-25, it's really difficult to see what is the nice angle. Of course, you can straighten it in post-processing, but it's very difficult to compose. So I took a shot of this corner. I don't know if it worked, but I think this is too complicated, so I'm going to look for a little bit more simple shots here. Okay, I found a nice corner here. If you look on this side, I'm starting my picture just next to this door, and I'm going to continue it on until just next to this more like a garage door here with the bicycle on the right, this beautiful balcony there with the plants on it. Then you got the light and the line going into the back there. And what I love about this little town is, if you look at the composition, you can see in the middle of the streets everywhere is this line here. So you can use it as a leading line in almost every shot, and it just looks very cool. So if you're thinking, what am I hearing? It's very warm today, so it's probably very warm in all these houses here, so everyone has their windows open. And I think there's some kind of movie on, because I'm hearing the same movie from all these buildings, and they've got the sound is pretty loud. I've noticed this afternoon that there are a lot of older people living in this town. So the volume is probably up pretty high. So if you're thinking, what am I hearing? Somebody got murdered on the back there or something like that. It's just sounds from televisions somewhere. So this is really, really nice. So I found another shot here, and what I'm noticing is that when I get down on my knees, it's much easier to get both sides of the screen with straight lines. So the windows are not distorted or the walls. So when I stand up, my angle changes and these walls are closing in. So I'll just show it on some camera footage here what I mean. So let me show you. So just look at this footage here. So right now you can see that that window on the left and the window on the right, so I'm looking at this line and that line, are all straight. So when I stand up, you see my angle changes. And if I put this window straight, then this one isn't straight anymore. So it's very important to take a close look at what angle, what position are you in yourself. And in this case, what I really liked is, if you look at it, you've got this window where I'm starting with here, this one, then the plants. You've got these plants over here going over there. Again, this line going straight into the back, a little staircase here. So there's a lot going on in this image. And that's something that I really, really like actually. So yeah, I'm gonna take this shot. The only thing I'm a bit worried about is this street light here. It's exactly above my frame, so I'm sorry about the close-up, but I'm trying to keep it just out of my frame, but I'm afraid it's going to overexpose my foreground too much. But I am taking high-res shots, all high-res shots. Can you hear the thunder? So there was some bad weather predicted, so hopefully I'm going to stay dry. I'm just about a 10-minute walk from my camping. This might be an airplane, by the way. No idea. But I don't know what I was saying. No idea. But yeah, I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it. Fantastic day of photography. So I remember what I was saying was that I'm taking all these images as high-res images just to make sure that the dynamic range that I'm looking for is in these images. And it is quite difficult because it takes multiple images, takes 8 images that the camera stacks together, but you have to handhold the camera. You know, I'm taking them in a handheld high-res mode, and that is quite difficult with low light situations like this. So I'm raising the ISO to 1600 to get a shutter speed of a 25th, maybe a fifth of a second, and then it's just crossing the fingers that it's going to work. And I've took a couple of shots where the camera says, well, you move too much between the frames, can't stick it together. So yeah, that's something to watch out for. But found another nice spot over here. You see again a nice plant area here with a street light and a staircase here, a couple of windows. It looks amazing. And one thing that I can't do, and that's a shame, I used to do this technique where I take all these shots until I got a dark frame and then put them together in post-processing, so my street lights aren't clipping. You can really look into them, but it's not possible with handheld shots. So it was a choice I made without the tripod, something different this time. So yeah, and until now I'm quite enjoying it, that's for sure. So I just came across one of my favorite shots until so far, at least. I think so. Just let me show you the other side. You see, you have this really old wall over here with these very old doors, and it actually says cafe above it with a balcony, a couple of tubes going to the roof and some green windows over there. And it's going to be something like this. So every time a car passes I have to move out of the way, but I think it's a really nice image. Nothing to overexpose, no direct lights in it, but due to this street light over here, you get this nice glow into this corner. So I took the image. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to include those two green windows or not, but let me know in the comments what you think. So I figured that I'm walking kind of like in circles, going up, down, up, down, up, down. And every time I pass a point and I'm thinking, oh, this looks familiar. So it's not that large of a town, but there are so many alleys and so many sideways which have amazing opportunities. So I'm just trying not to miss anything and zigzagging through the whole town. It just looks amazing. So I'm passing through this lane with a lot of people. So if you look on the other side there, you can see that there is a terrace there. So I'm quite embarrassed to take this shot here right next to this terrace, but it's just really good. So right in front of me are two doors. One of them is shut, and inside of this garage is this red truck. And it just looks like it's hiding in the dark or something like that. You know, it looks amazing. So I'm just going to take this shot, and yeah, I think it's going to be quite nice. And I'm quickly going to continue, so those people won't be watching me all the time. So this is the shot that I'm probably going to call like hiding in the dark. So another thing that you have to consider when you're walking through these streets, I'll light it like this. I've got a really nice corner over here with a bench, some plants, a nice street sign over here on the right with the name of the street on it. It looks really nice, but to get the right composition, my own shadow completely interferes with the shot. And of course I can do it in post-processing, but there are so many nice streets over here that I'm just gonna skip this. So always be careful for that. Make sure that you're not getting your own shadow in your images. So I just walked down this little alley down here, and I noticed this door on the left which looks really, really nice. And there's also a bit of a brick wall on this side going up on the staircase. So maybe a bit of a simple shot, but there's just something to it. So I'm just gonna take it. So another pretty lane. So I guess this is the end of today's video. I hope you liked today's trip, something totally different from what I normally do, but I really enjoyed it. You know, it's so much fun to walk through an old city like this looking for compositions. It's actually a good exercise to train your compositional eye, and I'm sure if I walk through the same town another 15 times, I come back with totally different shots. So in case you're wondering, every image in this video is shot with the OM System OM-1 MKII, the 8-25 f4 lens, and it's all shot in the 50 megapixel handheld high-res mode. So every image is a handheld high-res mode shot. No tripod, everything straight from the hand, and yeah, I'm just hoping that all these images are pin sharp. You already know, but if everything worked, and if everything worked as far as I thought it would be, then I think I've got some really nice images here. So if you like the video, then please consider subscribing to the channel. Everything is about landscape photography, OM System cameras, Olympus gear, all that stuff, landscapes, nature, sometimes a city like this. I just try to keep it a little bit diverse, tutorials. So hopefully you will like it, and hopefully you will consider subscribing. Please push the thumbs up button, leave a comment, what do you think about this video? And hopefully I will see you on the next video. No idea where that's going to be. I have 2 days left here in Italy, but I'm not quite sure if I want to spend my family time photographing any more than I already did. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope to see you next time, and arrivederci.